is Sportsfeld. Another week of sports.
You gotta love sports.
You certainly must.
How else would we sport?
Well, you could watch the Maple Leafs a lot, and that would probably keep you from loving sports.
I enjoy that they're both bad and boring.
Bad and boring, yeah.
It's a great mix.
Yeah, they are bad.
Yeah.
I'm
the wheels of the cart have fallen off.
When we talk about, we're going to get into this, I guess, because there isn't a lot else to talk about because we sort of been through a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah, we're hitting that pre-holiday schneid.
Which, by the way, we have big holiday plans.
Yes, that's true.
Finalized those today.
We did?
We got the dates. We finalized the dates
yes, that's true.
For what we're going to do.
Yes, we did.
That's pretty exciting. So big holiday plans. That's going to be really fun. Coming next month because the studio, Stringer Labs, is going on Christmas break.
Yeah, the people in the office need to see their families, I assume.
But we are bringing you content regardless.
Yeah.
Those weeks. Even though we will not be in the building, you will get content because we are dedicated to giving you content.
It's sweet.
It's our 2019 content. It's our 2019 thing. Is we give you content even though we don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than when we...
The exact opposite of what we used to.
Yeah, I was going to say. We have to give you content, but guess what? We're not gonna.
Yeah. So that's coming up.
That'll be fun.
It's
starting to feel holiday-ish.
It is holiday-ish.
In the world.
It's here.
Yeah.
What are we at? The 20th?
Yeah.
You're a month out. It's happening.
Like, it's a little early for the music and everything to be starting, which it is, but like, there's just that feel in the air, you know?
Pardon this possible ignorance on my end.
Oh, are we getting sort of anti-Semitic here?
Not anti-Semitic, curiosity.
Okay.
Do you put up a Christmas tree? Because you live with a goy.
I do live with a goy.
A shiksa.
Like they like to be called.
Yes.
I don't put up a Christmas tree, but not for any like reason. I just
too many skulls in the room.
Can't really fit it in our apartment. That's really the thing.
That's fair. I think we're gonna do Christmas tree this weekend.
We were given a menorah by my mother last year.
Oh, sure.
Which will be nice. But also Christmas and Hanukkah are like overlapping this year. So I don't know how much we'll actually be home for menorah stuff.
Cool.
I think Hanukkah starts in like the 20 something.
One of us would be closer to knowing that than the other. And
you know what? The Shiksa will probably know.
Absolutely. It's in the calendar. We have Leafs to talk about, which is depressing. Your Spurs, ... question mark. Sadfeld.
Sadfeld.
Get rid of that not sad Spurs thing. We put up a sad again.
Just change it.
What else? I mean, the Raptors, we've sort of not a lot changed. We know that
they're fun and great.
We like the guys we like. And there aren't many guys we don't like.
Yeah, and they're just fun to watch. We'll get into a little bit. But
go on.
Nick Nurse, man.
You gotta love him. You have to love him.
It's easy to compare and contrast with what's going on with your Maple Leafs. But
certainly it is.
Boy.
He's great.
Oh boy.
And like I love 2019 Nick Nurse's energy where he's just like, I'll call you out if I have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I owe you nothing. I'll call out Pascal if I have to. I'll call out anybody on this team.
Which is great. And we've said this before and I'll say it again. That culture starts from the top. Everyone seems to be buying in. And if they don't, they're not going to play.
Little word I like to call accountability.
Yeah, there you go. We love accountability at Sportsfeld.
And it's Rule 5 40-man roster cutoff day. So
speaking of holidays,
we're gonna dig deep into who the Jays should
is your wheelhouse.
We're gonna dig deep into who the Jays should trim from their 40-man to protect for the Rule 5, and it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna do that.
We could.
It would be pretty short. It would be.
We could play the game of you keep naming players and I tell if they're real or not.
Yeah, okay. We could do that a little bit. We'll do that a little bit later on.
I was planning the show on air.
But first, it is November, and we talked about November 20th.
It is.
Which is to say, it is still, and I appreciate this greatly, it's Aveling Brewery Month.
Ooh.
So good. Our neighbors at Aveling Brewery have provided us with beer all month long. And it's time to drink some.
I feel like I haven't done the can to the camera in a couple weeks. So
audio visual. It's time to drink some beer because I was gracious enough to be allowed to go and get a sandwich before I came in here because beer first thing in the morning. I had a late night last night. A lot of driving.
Yeah, I'm reasonably hungover, so this light beer is gonna be great.
That should make the back half of the show a real joy. Something to look forward to.
Look, I'm awake and I'm here. So.
A good reason if you came this far into the show to not hang up and try again because we got to hang over Jake.
We're gonna get creative. I'm fine.
I think I heard some words that Clay might be a little hungover too.
Yes.
What'd you guys get up to last night?
Oh, they had a Resting on Pretty meeting, and when I got home, they were in the bar that's in my building.
Jeez.
So
Wow. So they get. I mean, we got one, I guess.
We absolutely got one. What are you talking about?
I guess, yeah. We don't. Not I guess. We definitely got one.
Yeah.
And we got drinks and food. That was comped.
Yeah.
Not to brag.
No, but like we've.
It was an accident that I bragged about that just now.
Yeah.
I was
But
literally
like
just-
you don't have to. You don't have. It's not a brag. It's just.
It's a fact of
It's a
life.
fact.
We got a free meal for doing this show. It's a fact.
It's about time.
Anyway,
Make
the
it sound like
topic
it's
we
a
were
soup kitchen.
the topic we were actually talking about a minute ago was Aveling Brewery.
Great beer.
If you are new to the program, thank you. On my hands and knees, I thank you for listening to this episode. If you're an old friend, you will know this month we are featuring the great beer from Aveling Brewery, our neighbors at 1042 Queen Street East. They've been gracious enough to give us beer all month long. We drank earlier the IPA.
The Salieri.
Salieri last week.
Vienna.
This week we were drinking the Kinsman.
What?
I don't know.
That was a what to me, not to the.
No, I know.
Not to you. Okay.
Yeah.
The Jürgen Kinsman.
We're drinking the Kinsman. It's a small lager with a big body. Beautiful. That's what they wrote. It says their words.
That's great.
Strong malty backbone with sweet notes of biscuit and a smooth finish. That's a lot of things you do not expect to hear said about a beer. That's that sound of a can being cracked.
You gotta love it.
3.9% alcohol.
Oh, what a dream for.
Yeah, nice easy drinking. Take a sip there.
Ooh.
What's going on there?
Huh.
There's a lot going on in that.
Yeah.
beer. I like it. I like that a lot.
This is, you know how you were saying last week that it was like a 10er?
It was a 10 beer drink.
This is like tasty, but also you can tell it's 3.9, so you could just drink this like water.
This is good sipping.
Great day.
That's some good sipping. If you're looking for a nice dinner spot or lunch
Or breakfast.
or
apparently.
breakfast, we've been told.
I've been told, yeah.
Head on over to 1042 Queen Street East. All you got to do is find the pristine white building on the north side of the street and enjoy. Thank you again to Aveling, beer of the month, for supporting Sportsfeld. They got one more week until somebody else takes over. And if you want that somebody else to be your favorite brewery and to hear us crack them
Or
open
your brewery.
and
if you
slurp them
have a
down,
brewery.
say you run a brewery and you listen to the show, as I'm sure many people do.
Slurp them down?
Slurp.
I don't know if that's.
We make a slurp noise. Sip that beer and tell me it's not a slurp.
Yeah, I'm self-conscious.
Slurp.
That's a gulp. That's a swallow.
Wow.
A slurp is this. A slurp-
That's what you did the first time you drank it. Oh, roll them. We're gonna right here. We're gonna roll back the footage of you slurping and then gulping. Anyway, slurp one back. Thank you to them, and we slurp in your beer if you want us to. Add us at the.
This feels like one of those phrases
beer
that
company.
I hate, but I'm going to use a lot. Slurping them back.
Slurp one back, baby.
Slurp one back.
Slurp back a few poppies. Anyway, boy, off the rails already.
Still better than Don Cherry's podcast.
Evidently. And
Probably.
in a follow-up, before we even go to a thank you to everybody listening to this show instead of that show. I can't imagine there's much crossover.
No.
Audience.
I feel like considering we spent most of last week telling him to fuck himself, it probably didn't work. But
That seems likely.
yeah.
Anyway,
I'm excited for Greg's on to guest.
listen, 85-year-old man doing a podcast
What could go wrong?
What a world.
For an audience that definitely knows what podcasts are.
with his grandchildren, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, why not just have one person in the family be terrible? They can all be bad.
It's what it makes me think about being 85 and having my grandchildren podcast with me. That seems really weird. Can't imagine it would go well.
No. I assume they're there just to show him what like computers are.
I don't know.
I don't know. Or maybe they're racist too.
Because he is like, for all of his many warts, he is a decades-long broadcaster.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he understands how, like,
I mean, he understands what like a television camera is.
he also did a radio show for a long time.
I don't know.
I mean, Brian Williams. Grapeline.
The sports Brian Williams, not the
Correct.
disgraced NBC anchor. Brian
Is he disgraced?
Yeah, he lied.
They're all disgraced.
He lied about being under fire.
If you were on TV in 1994, you are disgraced.
I was actually having this conversation last night about like if name a male Canadian comedian from the 80s.
100%.
Like, no chance.
It's sort of the similar thing to like,
Or a pop punk band from
or
too.
like a baseball player or anything in that era. Like that was part of the charm, was that they were alcoholic shitheads that were mean to women, right?
Yeah.
That's like what our old sports writers loved about them.
Well, yeah. I mean, fucking Mickey Mantle was a monster.
Problematic, yeah.
Joey D. All your heroes.
All your heroes. Well, not your heroes. Your dad's heroes.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody listening to this is like, Joe DiMaggio's my guy. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Rule 5.
I read Joe DiMaggio's biography once.
Really?
Well, I have it.
I saw a movie, I think, that he was involved in.
Yeah?
I don't know if it was him. No, I'm thinking of the...
Somebody playing him, I assume.
Well, yeah.
He might. He's a celebrity. Hey, get that looked up. That's good stuff.
Moving on.
Anyway, it's a light episode. You know, no one's coming to us for the deep dive, so why pretend that we are going to give them that?
I like that. Just own who we are.
I feel like leaning into it today.
I think that's good. We've had a lot of we've had a good few weeks of facts.
What are we going to do here, right?
Yeah.
We can start it off. We'll talk about the Maple Leafs because they suck ass.
They're so bad.
It's not fun to watch, and I hate it.
It's not even the games they're losing are...
I feel cursed having
even
to watch
the
them.
close games they lose.
Bullshit.
It's just...
They're fucking
it's
infuriating.
a slog. And again, I don't want to keep comparing them because I hate when people compare them. But you flip between
It's hard
Leafs
to watch
and the Raptors.
both back to back.
It's just even though the Raptors lost that game to Dallas this week.
Right.
And it was still boy, this is fun.
Yeah, they played pretty well.
I mean, obviously
considering.
winning a title helps, but...
It does. But they also show that they can win a title. That matters.
Yeah.
Winning a title does help because it proves to you that they have the medal when we have not seen that for the Maple Leafs in any form.
They've gone from that, they just don't give a shit because they don't have to yet, to, they just don't give a shit. They look they look disinterested. They again, like you said, it's really hard to not be Leafs talk guy.
100%. And you're going through this as well, I can tell. You have the internal voice that is say what you're seeing. And then everything else you've learned on the internet in the last 10 years is no, temper it a little bit. But no, fuck that. I hate watching this team.
It sucks.
They suck really bad.
They're so listless.
And I went into this a little bit before, but I'll go into it again. We have the same audience here. I am struggling to really, really know who to blame. Not that you have to blame someone.
Yeah.
But we can look at it and say, okay, Babcock is screwing things up, right? He's playing Cody Ceci too much, right?
Plays the fourth line immediately after goals.
Right.
So
but then again, whose fault is it that Cody Ceci is on the team?
Right.
What's he supposed to do? Who's he supposed to play with Riley? Really?
Yeah, it's there was the whole thing this week with Tyson Barrie about how he apparently wants out or he's not happy because of contract year or whatever.
He's been fucking terrible.
He's been fucking dog shit. And then it's oh yeah, put him with Travis Dermott. It'll fix it up.
Right.
No, it's not nothing against Travis Dermott, who is absolutely fine.
Right. He's third-pairing defenseman.
Yeah. But Tyson Barrie's not going to improve his game.
This is the issue.
Travis Dermott.
Right? Barrie hasn't earned playing with Riley.
No.
And so you say, okay, Muzzin then.
Muzzin is, I guess.
Right. Muzzin Riley is your top pairing.
Yeah.
So then your second pairing is Barrie Ceci.
Yes, which
that's a disaster.
Gets smoked.
That's a disaster. Or Ceci plays with a rookie in Justin Hall.
Yeah.
Or he plays with a 22-year-old in Travis Dermott. Which one of those? Who do you want him to play with? What's he supposed to do? He has to play.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
He is technically the fourth best defender on the team.
Right. It's the same thing. The penalty kill has been fucking garbage. Well, who's supposed to be killing penalties? Who's the penalty killer on the team?
Yeah. 2 years ago, it was Mitch Marner's great killing penalties. So Mitch Marner's going to play 35 minutes a game.
What are we doing
in
here?
November?
What are we doing? We all love Zach Hyman. Great guy.
Yeah.
Toronto. He's not going to save you from fucking everything. He's not the answer to the penalty kill and the power play and 5-on-5. That's absurd.
Zach Hyman's whole thing is that he's an excellent forechecker.
100%.
And has a crazy motor. And that's kind of what he does.
Put him on a line with two very talented guys and he will help them.
Yes.
By doing things they don't have to do. But you can't be okay, you're a number one penalty killer.
You can't build the whole plane out of Zach Hyman.
And you save our power play and you're our 5-on-5 key. What is this is the thing, right? This is where I struggle. Another thing, this is the other part. Babcock gets the shit for the goaltending rotation, right?
But
who the fuck's the backup goalie?
I couldn't even pronounce his name until Saturday night.
So we look
I didn't know he was
There's two ways to look at it, right? You say, okay, so the NHL was going towards teams have a 1A and 1B goaltender.
Yeah.
And you don't want your goalie playing 60 games or more, really.
Right.
So he's fresh. Well, who has been put in to
the old Jake Allen, Yarrow Halak style?
Yeah, exactly right. Tuukka Rask and Yarrow Halak.
Yeah.
Yarrow Halak. Go get Yarrow Halak.
And you'll be having a 2-goalie system.
But many teams are deploying this.
Yeah.
As not only a means of picking up points in the back-to-back, but also keeping Frederick Anderson in the situation fresh and healthy.
I think my question...
There has not been a
question with that
backup goalie.
No, there hasn't.
McElhinney had 18 games of .934 3 years ago. I looked this up last night.
Interesting. To that point, though, and I don't know the answer to this question, but you have in the who to blame scenario with that.
Yeah.
Yes, there is no backup goalie, but like, what are the machinations behind the scenes behind that?
100%.
Is it Kyle Dubas being like, we don't need one, which seems counter to what we know about Kyle Dubas, but also then is Kyle Dubas empty GM who listens to the old coach being like, it's fine.
This is very difficult.
Like, it's either way, that's not a good thing.
This is where I struggle, because for every issue that you can pin on Babcock, you can then go a level above and go, well, what's he supposed to do? Where's he supposed to play Cody Ceci? What's the power? Who's supposed to be on the penalty kill? Who is the backup goalie?
Yeah.
But there are other things, like Matthews should be playing more.
And it's also then you look at the team on paper and it's like, well, he did do those things. Like,
Yes.
that penalty kill on paper should be fine.
Right.
That power play on paper should be outstanding. Like XXXYYY on paper is great. But it's not working, which the thing for me with Babcock is I don't agree with a lot of the way he coaches in 2019.
For sure.
But that's fine. I think if your team's talented enough, which I do think the Leafs are, you can sort of figure it out. Again, I hate to say it because it sounds so Leafs talky, but like, it seems like the team's just done with him. And sometimes you need the fresh voice. And I don't like saying that 'cause I'm not sure it's accurate or even a real thing.
It might be true.
Again, like
many teams have fired their coach midseason and then gone on a huge run.
Yeah. Look at
St. Louis just did it.
Look at the Raptors.
Right.
Like, Nick Nurse has fucking Rondé Hollis Jefferson looking like the second coming of Kawhi.
Well,
for
okay.
in Rondé's sphere. I don't mean he looks like Kawhi. I mean in Rondé's sphere of his career.
Sure. Okay.
He's playing at a level
man, that's a generous.
No,
oh, gee.
Shut him down though.
Yeah.
Shut him down.
Absolutely. He's more. I see him as a poor man's Draymond Green. How about that?
Sure, but 3 weeks ago, would you have ever put Draymond Green and Rondé Jefferson in the same sentence together?
Absolutely right. And our good friend who has been on the show once because we called him from a bar, Justin Bourne, had a great piece on The Athletic that I really appreciated the other day about how, like, did they go too far in the way they're trying to build their team?
Yeah.
Did they go so far into, like, we're going to be ahead of the curve?
So skill and analytic.
That now, it's sort of, he used an NBA analogy was, he used very deftly, I might add.
Bourne used an NBA analogy.
And perfectly about how building a team out of purely 3-point shooters is a good idea until
you need someone.
Yeah. Right. And to me, the corollary of that is the Golden State Warriors, who Stephen Clay obviously carried them, right? But they also had Draymond Green.
And Kevin Durant.
But we're talking about the original.
Sure.
Before that. But it wasn't just 3-point guys. They had guys that could defend and get rebounds if they had to.
Yes.
Klay Thompson is a underrated defender.
Yes.
Draymond Green was a defensive player of the year during one of those runs.
Yes.
So did they go too far? It's hard to say. But then here's my final level of this, right? It's the players. It's hard to blame everybody else but the players when you watch the games and the players are just like, well, going about a half speed until they're down 2 with 10 minutes left.
Yeah, there certainly are a lot of quotes these days after games of, well, this is unacceptable and we're just not. And it's like, well,
what's the
fucking
deal?
Do something.
Stop shooting from the point so much.
Man, oh my God.
It's infuriating. 5-on-5.
This is the
shots. 3 of the top 5 in the team are defensemen.
This is the pinnacle of, remember when it was like Coberley and McCabe were the defensemen, and like the guy, we all know the guy in the bar at the game, whatever, who's just yelling shoot all the time. This is what happens when you just shoot all the time
from the point, and teams are just like, yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take Jake Muzzin
block most of these
shooting through a screen versus like Willie Nylander doing anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's frustrating.
It's frustrating, and it's just I think you're absolutely correct in that everyone is to blame.
Yes, correct.
But
everyone but us.
Yes, well, we're perfect. Everyone's to blame, but also there's nothing to be done. Even if they fire Babcock.
Yeah, capped out. This is the team. This is the team. All they can do is sell. They can't really add.
No.
They can trade Cody Ceci, and they could.
What are they going to get for Cody
Ceci?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Nothing that solves the problem. You could. Here's what you could do. You could trade Ceci. You could call up Rasmus Sandin.
Yes.
You could go.
Great. You put Tyson Barrie with an even younger and more experienced.
I don't know.
player.
Yeah. Well, you could go. You could go Riley Dermott.
Muzzin Sandin.
Barrie still because he needs that.
Oh,
and then Sandin Hole.
Oh.
That was the pairing at the beginning of the year before Dermott came back.
It's true. Obviously I think Sandin's going to be sick as hell because I'm in
Shout out Justin Hall, by the way.
I just feel like that's not the solution.
For sure. No, it's not. But that's like the only way they can clear money and still ice a team that isn't a disaster. But it wouldn't be great. You wouldn't be like, oh, great, we're giving Travis Dermott 22 minutes immediately. Not really what you want, 22-year-old. Anyway.
And the thing is, they're still going to make the playoffs.
Ooh, I don't know.
You think?
I don't know. They're 5th worst in the league in points percentage.
They're still going to make the playoffs.
And they've played more games than just about everybody. That's the problem. They played 24 games. The rest of the league's like 19. It's troublesome. It's not crazy to say they don't make the playoffs. But again, they probably still will. And this is the other part of it in my head. I'm like, they're never as bad as they look when they're slumping, and they're never as good as we think they are when they look good.
Yeah.
They're going to win again. Soon, I assume. Last night they played.
You would hope.
Yeah, they played well enough last night to win a good percentage of the time.
The thing is,
it'll turn around. I think maybe they needed this kick in the teeth.
I do believe that, coaching aside, on paper, the team is talented enough. If they make the playoffs, they can still make noise.
Sure.
Whether or not that happens or not is, I guess, another question. But
sure. It's interesting. We will see, because it's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
It's a lot of questions. I just have no idea.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions with no answers.
This is the difference expectation makes, right? We've been over this
I guess
a couple
that's
times.
True, yeah.
A couple times where, like,
when it was those shitty teams.
2 years ago, if they were crap, we'd be like, yeah, they're still young.
Yeah, they're bad.
And now they're all the guys have gotten paid. And
well, the rebuild, because the rebuild's done.
Yes.
The team is built.
This is it.
Built. I know. I was making them.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. So is there anything else with Maple Leafs?
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Yeah,
that's. I don't know.
Couldn't be more accurate at that point. I think I'm satisfied. I'm satiated.
Yeah,
Maple Leafs wise.
That was good.
So we have
good segment.
We've got Spurs to talk about.
Sure.
I'm sure I'll have a lot to say about that.
We have Rule 5, which I'm sure I'll have a lot
Rule
to say
5,
about.
yeah.
So we're good.
You can talk about Breivik Valera. What else? What else is on your head here for sports?
I guess that's about it.
We could have done this before the show.
Yeah.
No, we like the Raptors. They play tonight.
Yeah, they're fun.
The Orlando Magic.
Back home, it's nice.
Melo is back in the news.
Yes, he.
Did you see this? Did you hear about this?
He did not have a wonderful debut.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect? Anyway,
about that.
What did you expect? We'll find out. Just a moment. All right, we are back. Well, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're still here.
Yeah, hi.
We didn't go anywhere.
No.
We have just some light sprinklings of topics.
Yeah, let's cut through the chaff. Is this the chaff?
We'll separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah. That's sure.
Well, I guess the Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
Replaced a guy whose name I can't pronounce with the chosen one, the special one.
The special
Mourinho.
One. That's right. Short-sighted is what I'm going to call this one.
Short-sighted.
Yeah.
Spurs, I noticed this. They take heat online, eh? You guys.
Yeah. People love to shit on Spurs.
People were like, "Oh, how could they fire the guy they got them such accolades as?"
It's a lot of like pre 2019 Raptors like thing because they just always fail. I was like, it was just so easy to dump on the Raptors when they just kept getting owned by LeBron every year. It's like that, but everybody,
right?
Because we never win anything. So it's kind of like, on the one hand, it's annoying, but on the other hand, you're like, yeah, no, it's fair. We didn't win anything and never do. We won one trophy in the 21st century, and it was a League Cup in 2008, I think.
Wow.
But yeah, Pochettino out, Mourinho in. It might work. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I feel like firing Pochettino is definitely not a good idea. I understand that like they're playing like dog shit. So like you have to make a change. Like my question, which doesn't have an answer because no one will tell me this, is like, did the team quit on him? And is that why they fired him? Or was there, I want to know what went on behind the scenes.
To roll this back to Maple Leafs for a little bit.
Yeah.
I've always respected how much the soccer team, you have like 6 months and they're like, no, you're done.
They made the Champions League final 6 months ago.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That like the first sign of underperformance, they're like, you're fired.
Someone brought up
we'll find a guy.
I can't remember the guy's name, but he was the manager for Leicester when they made they won the league in the most improbable run ever, and they fired him like 6 months later.
That's the game.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Mourinho is Mourinho. They won't be fun to watch because that's just not his style. Maybe they'll be better. It sounds like I learned about this morning I think they're looking at bringing in Luis Campos for their director of football development. I don't know who that is. I've been told by people who know more than me that it's a good thing. So
Okay.
sounds great. My knowledge of Spurs is like I like the players.
Totally.
And it's like
I don't ask.
Yeah.
It would be wrong of me to sit here and posture as if I was able to like pass judgment on any of those things you just said.
I said a bunch of names. So
Well, great.
Rule 5.
And he starts right away. He's
in West Ham on Saturday.
He's the manager right now.
I'm a little annoyed that it happened this week because they play at 7:30 in the morning, and it's like, oh, now I have to get up to watch it.
To watch the team play unexciting.
Yeah, like I would have. Well, it's the first one. You got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I understand.
I would have definitely, if they hadn't fired Pochettino, I would have definitely been like, I'm just going to sleep through them losing again, but because they're probably going to lose because they might be bad.
To West Ham, isn't West Ham bad?
They I think they're good this year. Maybe I think so. Yeah, West Ham's doing all right this year. We're also bad and not fun to watch.
Hard to keep track. As we said,
thrilling segments.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
people don't.
Sports.
No one's like, oh, Jake's gonna go deep into the player development of Luis Campos.
That's true.
But they want to hear you at least emote over the fact that your manager was fired.
I am very sad. I will say, like, he was the first Spurs manager when I got into
Spurs
and watched the game. I think his first year was also my first year, and last year was amazing.
Yeah,
the Champions League run was so much fun. And then now all that fun and all that hope for the future with him is gone. And like, not saying there's not reason to hope for the future, but that specific one is gone, and that's sad.
Before we move on, this Bohemian Lager is excellent.
It's really nice.
I like the cans, nice and simple. Ingredients: malt, yeast, hops, water. The end.
Makes sense to me.
And what about fresh? Talk about
Batch
fresh.
18, yeah.
You're talking about going to Abilene Brewery and getting a
right off the vine.
You can go to your big name, big box brewery and have no idea when it was bottled. This was batch number 18.
Pluck this can off the tree.
Boom.
Here you go.
Here it is.
That's how they grow beer.
Drink it. It's delicious. I love it. I'm going to have a lot of those one day. Thank you to Abilene Brewery. We move on to Blue Jays.
Rule 5.
This is basically just for me. You're basically humoring me here.
No, I like it.
Yes.
What to answer your question, West Ham are actually worse than us.
Today is the cutoff to finalize the 40-man roster before the Rule 5 draft.
Who are they going to lose? Who are they going to pick?
Well, there's some candidates. First of all, I think Breivik Valera is the first gone because you want to.
Has he played for us?
He played.
I don't think I've heard of him.
He probably played more games than you expect. But like the last month, how much did you possibly watch?
That's fair.
He might have played 18 games. I don't even know.
Yeah.
That's an easy cut for me. He was a waiver claim late in the year just to get the bottom innings. There are some other guys at the bottom of this that I think they don't mind losing. Maybe Law. Maybe Derek Law. He's up for arbitration.
Derek Law?
The Law Dog, yeah.
Huh.
He's up for arbitration and like
what is he going to get in arbitration?
1.3 million probably.
Man, for Derek, money is
wild. You just that's just sort of the escalators, right? Just sort of he hit enough innings and he had enough late. He wasn't good by any measure.
No.
But
he existed enough.
The PA, right. And the argument his agent will make was like, he did what you asked him to do last year and did it to the degree you expected him to do it.
Yeah, that's true. No one's like, oh, Derek Law's gonna come in and save.
He deserves more than league minimum. You could probably, I can see them. Luke Maley might be a guy. He's another guy. He's another arbitration case. They already have 2 catchers.
Right.
There was talk they were going to look at Yasmani Grandal. So he's a
yeah, for sure. They're definitely going to get Yasmani Grandal.
Jason Adam, another one. I'm just saying names of relievers that you may or may not know. Jason Adam, anything to you?
No, I'm gonna be honest. The Jays bullpen last year collection could be anybody's.
Yeah, if you look at anybody like basically Anthony Bass, another one. The guy they waiver claimed in October.
These all sound like pre-created show
yeah,
guys.
They pretty much are. But what all these guys have in common is they are out of options and entering arbitration. So you don't have a lot of flexibility anyway. Richard Uranian is another guy where like no options. Is he really going to be part of the infield next year?
How can he be?
Right. I'd be non-tendering Brandon Drury if I were them, but
that's not going to happen though.
It's not.
I love Brandon Drury.
As for who will be added, I think we can say with certainty, there's nobody you can really be certain about, but Santiago Espen, who was in...
You're all in on this, Santiago Espen.
He's in AAA last year. He's 25. He's Rule 5 eligible. I don't know if he's a major league player, but he's somebody that you may as well put on the 40-man and hope 3 years from now.
Is that kind of the point of Rule 5?
Exactly right. Well, the thing of Rule 5, yeah. Well, the thing of Rule 5 is that they have to stay on the major league roster if you take them.
Right.
So there's a chance he slips through. But
Right. The old Elvis.
Right. Exactly right. Joe Biagini, same case. That's how they got him. But it doesn't harm them.
Can we cut him again?
Yeah. It doesn't harm him to be on the 40-man and stay in the minor leagues for 3 more years, right?
Right.
To use up some options because he's going to have his full slate of options. Not a lot of other guys fielding-wise worth really talking about, unless you love Forrest Wall, which I don't know why you would. But Forrest Wall, yeah. Sounds like he's in a band.
White people.
Some names that I've heard sort of rumored around from people that are into this sort of thing.
Sure.
You might see Thomas Hatch.
Okay.
He was in the trade with the Cubs. They traded whichever one of the relievers that they traded the Cubs, not Hudson, the other one.
Oh,
right? Because Hudson was on the World Series team. They traded 2 relievers last year that were very
Hudson
much.
went to Washington, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other guy went to Chicago. They had 2.
Yes,
they signed
they
2 veteran relievers.
They did.
And one of them.
One was Daniel Hudson.
And the other one was the other guy.
Yeah.
David Phelps or something. I don't know.
Ken Phelps.
David, something like that. Other than Hatch and Espinal, not a ton to be super, super, super worried about. A lot of the other guys that are Rule 5 eligible are high A, double A guys. So there's not a lot of dudes that you can see another team being like, okay, we'll put him on a roster for the entire year.
Right.
I think Nash Knight, probably not. Ronnie Brito, these are guys Ronnie Brito's 20 years old and played at high A. I don't see a team being like, oh, we need to have this guy in our.
I'd take your word for it.
But yeah, I think Breivik Valera is an easy cut because the infield is deep as it needs to be, and you could put Santiago Espen in that place.
This to me sounds like one of those NPR segments.
Right.
That's just a guy talking about sap.
Maybe I
faked.
Maybe one of those names was fake and you wouldn't even know.
I would have no idea. They all could be fake.
That's true.
I'm not going to lie.
Richard Urania, I think his time.
He's real. I know he's real.
His time might be up.
Dicky Baseball.
Yeah, I think that's more or less it. There aren't a lot of.
I think this segment can be done.
I think so. You just want me to continue humming and hawing about guys that you will probably never see play Major League Baseball. Will they make a claim is another question. I think they probably will. I think they're going to try to redo the Luciano Magic where they claim a reliever with high upside that they don't plan on ever pitching. Because I don't think they plan on competing.
I'm excited for them to hide another shitty
For reliever. Sure. They might grab a 21-year-old. People, I threw out that Jordan Romano might get cut because he was Rule 5 last year and he certainly did not play so well that you have to keep him.
Right.
He got Rule 5 last year and the team that he got Rule 5 by was like, well, we're cutting him. You can have him back. And he was not very good at all. The broadcast team and the front office was pretty high on him, but only because he throws hard and with action and is Canadian. If he'd had a different passport, I think he would have been cut a long time ago.
Brandon Drury.
Yes. Well, Brandon Drury's not Canadian.
Is he? Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. I have no idea. Brandon Drury's just bad. He's not Canadian.
Why do you think Brandon Drury is Canadian?
I don't know. You think of Dalton Pompey maybe?
No. I'm not confusing Brandon Drury and Dalton Pompey. Who am I thinking of?
I have no idea who you think is Canadian that was bad on this team.
I fully thought Brandon Drury was Canadian.
Rob Ducey? I don't know.
Why did I think Brandon Drury was Canadian?
I don't know.
That's absolutely who I was thinking of. I don't know. I'm stupid.
Well, what could you do? What else? Do we have another thing? Raptors.
Raptors are fun.
We like Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Yeah. Sport. I think we can move on.
He's very much a happy Toronto athlete where he hustles.
Yes.
And never has a play called for him yet ends up with 15 points in the game.
Huh.
Let's hear it.
Vlad Jr. is listed on the Wikipedia page of active Canadian baseball players. I know he was born in Montreal, but
yeah,
interesting. I don't think of him as.
There was footage of him hitting balls in an empty field today.
Perfect.
Which, if that ain't the Vlad Jr. story, I don't know what is. Okay. We went as far as we could there.
Yeah, we did well.
We are ticking on empty.
We've learned that I thought that Brandon Drury was Canadian.
Amazing.
Have this entire time.
He's much worse.
This entire time I thought he was Canadian.
That is.
That was like my justification for why everyone loves him so much.
In your head, it's like, that explains why he would be. It was David Phelps. Thank you for that. David Phelps.
David Phelps.
For Thomas Hatch. And Hatch was actually pretty impressive down the stretch in minor leagues. So thank you, Dylan, for the research. Did you find out how many games Breivik Valera played? 5. That's still more than I thought.
More than I thought. I didn't know he was a real person.
They signed him.
I didn't know he was a person until like 45 minutes ago.
They signed him like 2 weeks before the season ended. Anyway, that's all you need to know about Breivik Valera and Thomas Hatch. I can't imagine you need more information.
No.
The Rule 5 cutoff is tonight.
This is a This is a nice throwback, Sportsfeld.
Yes, the Rule 5 draft is at the winter meetings, which is middle of December.
Collusion meetings.
Yes, the collusion meeting. Well, they just had the first collusion meetings, the GM meetings. As well, I believe the non-tender deadline is the first week of December.
Exciting times.
Which is a fun one. I like the non-tender deadline.
You love transactions.
I do, baby. That's what I'm built for. I love transactions, and I love the idea of transactions. Ruminating on who might get cut to make room for a Rule 5 guy. Oh yeah,
it's your jam.
Not to peel the curtain back too much, but in my many baseball simulation video games, got to make a Rule 5 pick every year.
Of course,
you simply must.
Why wouldn't you? That's why people play video games.
Absolutely right. I'll tell you. This is the sad realization is that like
Rule 5 simulator 2K19.
That Mark Shapiro and I are quite similar in the fact that I will always Rule 5 the highest potential starting pitcher.
Do you go through like all the steps of arbitration in your simulation games?
Sometimes it depends on who the guy is.
Okay.
If it's more value to me to just sign him to a 1-year deal at about what he would argue arbitration for, I like to get that out of the way earlier, so I'm not hanging over me.
Of course.
Which is a pretty common practice in Major League Baseball.
I think I've seen that on the strategy guides.
Yeah. Well, it makes players angry if you have to have somebody else tell them they're worth money. If you just say, hey, what are you arb posting at, and just give them that money, then they're like, thank you.
Right.
Marcus Stroman was famously very mad about that.
That's right. That was a good moment. I'm gonna miss the Stroman drama.
Yeah. A lot of fun sort of subtle things like that about like thinking about Arias Sanchez not wanting to work with Nicky Huffman.
So fucking good. Did we talk about that yet?
I don't think we did. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about that. That rules.
Here's the rumor that's out in the open. I'll be the guy who talks about it. I don't give a shit. I have no connections. This is somebody else telling somebody else.
Yeah.
You would never trace this back. But apparently Nicky Huffman, former
athletic trainer?
She was in the athletic department.
Yeah.
She was head trainer, or she was what's that stupid thing they call it? What's that stupid fucking? They have that stupid name for that division in that.
Sports science?
No, not even worse than that. Like, they have a really dumb name for one of their departments about like player performance or something like that. Nicky Huffman left the Blue Jays to start her own company, and the rumor going out after that.
High performance
department, right?
Okay.
Was the Sanchez, when he was rehabbing from his many myriad of injuries, didn't want to work with her because she came from Duke University, where she helped Marcus Stroman
heal. That rules.
That's just rumors and hearsay.
That's so great.
But I'm gonna miss those two. Like I believe anything. Yeah,
absolutely. I also love that as soon as Nicky Huffman left, Stroman was out there tweeting like, "Don't let your people get held down by poison."
It is. I am gonna miss like the subtle like who is he shitting on
for sure.
Well,
it brought us a lot of entertainment on a lot of really bad teams.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
We digress. And none of these guys are going to do that anymore. None of these guys care. There's nobody who's oh man, Jacob Wagasback as he shuttles back and forth between
AAA,
Buffalo, and Toronto. Not much else. Jake Odorizzi accepted the qualifying offer, so take that off your
man. The Jays framing the Odorizzi thing.
What can you do?
As like we could have made an offer, but we're taking the risk and holding back. It's like, well, then you didn't get him.
Yeah, you're gonna get Tanner Roark.
Oh, absolutely, they're getting Tanner Roark.
Overpay for him too.
Lucas Duda too. If you think Lucas Duda is not DHing for this team this year,
did he even play in the league last year?
He played like 35 games.
Lucas Duda.
I don't know why you think that he's not a Blue Jay.
Don't make me go through that in my life.
It's
35-year-old Lucas Duda. Is he not retired?
No, he's still around.
2019, he had 4 home runs. He hit $171. Played 39 games for the Kansas City Royals.
You can get him on the cheap. Lucas Duda, man.
51 OPS plus.
51.
Oh, don't make me go through.
If you think he's not on the Blue Jays roster in 2020, where else is Vlad going to learn?
Yeah. Go get Eric Thames. Just make everybody happy and go get Eric Thames. That's all we want.
It's true. The team could be dog shit if Eric Thames.
Give us some pablum.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Let's just see Eric Thames hit like 25 bombs and no one cares.
Anyway, we've already dragged this shit on long. We have to.
Yeah.
We will move on. We have music and wrestling and creepy things to talk about, as well as answering all your questions, because that's what we do here on Sportsfeld right after this. Well, it is time to get granular.
Get some.
Jake, song of the week.
Song of the week.
Hit me with the digits.
Song of the week is a song called Dr. Hoomst by a band called Origami Angel, who I am now obsessed with. They're a young 2-piece emo punk band from DC, I want to say. Their new album came out last Friday called Somewhere City. It fucking rules. They definitely sound like a band that would show me a meme I don't understand, and then they'd make fun of me for it.
I was going to say, Dr. Whooms, we are pretty far through the looking glass.
Oh, yeah. But they have an EP that's just about Pokemon. So I get it. I get why that was your reaction.
Kids today.
But man, if this album doesn't kick ass, makes me want to jump in a mosh pit and be sore the next day.
I buy it.
It's great.
Speaking of music,
rules.
Speaking of music, Columbia House Party this week. A lot of fun.
Zubes on Columbia House Party this week.
I had a great time.
We had a great time with
If you haven't heard it yet, it's on this same feed.
Talking about Le Fallout Boy.
Talking about Fall Out Boy. I had a great time. As I said before, it really re-energized me into like the whole music, talking about and thinking about.
It's great. I love that.
Had some deep conversations on my car ride yesterday about One Direction.
Really?
Yeah.
You're all about Harry Styles.
I think Harry Styles.
That's like 48 hours.
I watched him on Saturday Night Live.
Right, okay.
And he hosted and did music.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
that's why everyone's going. Okay,
he was excellent, and I was like, "Damn, this Harry Styles, unbeknownst to me, really has it."
It was fun. I remember when he got cast.
Capital I, it.
When he got cast in Dunkirk, I want to say.
Some war movie, yeah.
Yeah, everyone was like, Harry Styles, and I was like, oh, he's actually pretty good.
He has the juice.
Yeah.
I endorse.
He's got it.
Yeah, capital I, capital T.
Yeah.
I endorse him as pop star of the future.
I think,
or like of the moment.
Yeah.
We talked about this. Have we ever talked about this, Shawn Mendes?
Yeah, well, I don't think we recorded it.
Right.
I think we did talk about
Whereas like, so something is just off about Shawn Mendes.
Wait, did we record it?
No.
Okay.
We did not. Something to me is off about Shawn Mendes.
I just feel like he's everywhere, and I don't know what his song sounds like.
You've heard it.
I'm sure I have. I
Yeah.
just don't know which one his is.
It just, to me, Shawn Mendes seems like someone.
Is he Stitches? Is that his song?
Yes.
Okay.
Old though. Now it's like.
But that is him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. It's like someone tried to just recreate Justin Bieber from
Oh, yeah.
scratch and did a pretty good job. Like
His PR team's great.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
He's just a clean cut Canadian kid from a
In
small
like
town
2
who plays
years, he'll have
acoustic
like
guitar.
he'll have a problematic
Right.
streak where it's like, oh, he's
Famous girlfriend he's always with.
breaking stuff and.
We need to see if he goes into that direction that JB went, where he makes like music with Diplo for a little bit. Or
Oh, right, Jack U.
Yeah,
Forgot
that was
about Jack U.
Skrillex and
Diplo, I think. Yeah.
Diplo, really?
I think so. Look at you.
I remember Jack U.
Yeah. They existed. What was our other Major Lazer? That's the other one.
Right. We'll see if that's his next step. But he is making pop music.
Is dubstep even still like? I feel like it's
It's sort of these things sort of become just sort of like
pop music.
part of the music, right?
Yeah. Now there's just drops all the time.
Right. You could say last album Taylor Swift had things that sounded like dubstep
Yeah,
on
for
them,
sure.
because that's just how it is.
Blast beats.
But yeah, listening a lot. Melissa's been on a big boy band kick.
Oh, okay.
She's been back into the boy bands. And then when we first started going out, she was really into One Direction. That was sort of her thing.
Right. 2015. That makes sense.
100%. And they had just broken up, and she got into them through them
They've
breaking
been
up.
broken up for that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I sort of went into this like, how interesting I find One Direction. Because I do find them very interesting.
So then Zayn
left, yeah.
Yeah.
The John Lennon of
Right.
One Direction.
He had a
Which
good,
makes Harry Styles the Paul McCartney.
which, as we all know, now that we're all grown up and adults, Paul was better.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Paul's songs are way better.
Yeah. And I made this connection. So all I have is the radio. So all I hear is the radio songs when I'm driving.
Right.
4 times a year.
Yeah, of course.
It seemed like Zayn was making music that was like what he thought would be cool, whereas Harry Styles is just making music he finds cool.
I feel like I remember Zayn had that like very slow acoustic song. It was nice, but like
Slow Hands?
maybe
That's
Eric Clapton.
no, it's Niall Horan. Niall.
Oh, that might be who I'm thinking. He was also in One Direction.
I think
yes.
Niall might be the George Harrison.
The secretly the best one, but
Yeah.
you can't really talk about it.
Niall or Louis Tomlinson.
See, these are all names I know. I didn't realize they were One Direction. Okay.
Harry
that makes
Styles has
sense.
the best name
Yes,
of all
he
the
does.
guys.
For
And
sure.
then there's another guy, Liam Payne. Saw him on Hot Ones. And I was like, this guy comes off a bit of a delinquent, not gonna lie.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm all in on Harry Styles.
I like it.
My chips, I've put my
You
money.
put your chips in for Harry Styles.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
So would Liam be the Ringo?
I think Liam's the Ringo. It's tough because there's 5 of them, right?
Well, one of them could be like,
Extra George?
yeah, or the George Martin, their producer, but
Hard to say.
not really.
Hard to say.
Or what's his name? The fifth Beatle. They kicked out of the band. Or quit the band.
I don't know.
Forget his name. I took a class in the Beatles University because I have a really useless degree.
Really?
So I learned a lot about him.
Class in the
Made me
Beatles.
appreciate the Beatles.
The Beatles? Yeah.
I've never been a big fan,
Right.
but I appreciate them.
To my further point my greater point was that the Beatles and One Direction are very similar.
Yes.
Was the Beatles were a boy band.
Oh, 100%.
People, it gets erased because of over time. But you can't hear those first Beatles albums and watch their footage.
Half of it was like covers of old
Right.
pop standards.
And it's just like
They-
it's the most harmless
They had a single
bubblegum
of-
garbage
They had
ever.
a single of Till There Was You. That's
Yeah.
like like that's might be public domain at this point.
And all the videos is just young teenage girls screaming at them.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a boy band.
Yeah, absolutely.
People that gets lost to history.
Yeah, that's why the Rolling Stones were like they were like the
right,
the gritty ones.
I don't know who they would be in the One Direction coloring.
I don't like them.
Anyway, Harry Styles. And then we started talking about Jonas Brothers as well, because like they have songs now. There's new Jonas Brothers songs out there. Yeah, they're back together.
As long as they stop singing that fucking "Cake by the Ocean" song.
That's Joe Jonas.
I know, but I just don't like that song.
I was home alone on Saturday watching Saturday Night Live, and then I would just like,
Is Joe Jonas the one married to what's her name from Game of Thrones?
No, yes, correct.
Okay,
Sophie Turner.
Yes.
And Nick Jonas is the one married to Priyanka.
Right. Yes.
Nick was the one who became a celebrity on his own a little bit.
Right.
Joe really didn't.
Because Joe had that band who had that Cake by the
DNC,
Ocean song. Yeah.
Which is, I learned this. I'm going into music history here. Basically, a DNC is all the people from the Jonas Brothers band.
Oh, but
that were just like waiting for them to get back together. And like, well, in the meantime, we may as well record
like their session musician kind of thing. Yeah.
Joe was like, well, I'm here. You're here.
That's,
Nick's off making actual music.
Yeah. I feel like he had a good song, Nick.
Nick had a couple good songs.
Yeah.
Jealous was a good song.
Jealous. That song kicks ass.
Levels.
I don't know if I know that one.
Champagne Problems. It's
Jealous was the one I was thinking of. That
Jealous is for sure.
It's great too.
The other two are just like pop chattel. It's
right.
Nothing really. Anyway, they're back in pog form.
Good for them.
I don't remember any original Jonas Brothers songs.
Me neither.
All I know is the new ones.
I remember they got made fun of for having like promise rings or something. But
I feel like they were like Hannah Montana, right? There was like a Disney.
Yeah,
thing.
they were definitely a Disney thing.
It was like fake, sort of.
I think so.
Yeah. Also, to go back to give you a note from a Columbia House Party episode that you taped a month ago, you talked about MCR they came out number 2 behind Hannah Montana, right?
Yes.
And you were like, oh, that's crazy that it was Hannah Montana. Put some respect on Miley Cyrus's name.
But like,
she's a superstar.
Yeah, but like,
no doubt they were number 2 behind her. That's an accomplishment.
But that was behind like Hannah Montana, not behind Miley Cyrus. So that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think
like, look,
zeitgeist wise, you're underrating how enormously popular Hannah Montana was.
I guess that's true. I mean, in 2006, I definitely wasn't aware of.
Fair enough.
Like, but I'm not going to sit here and badmouth Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus kind of kicks ass.
Quite literally bangers.
Yes.
It's the name of the album, I've been told.
Oh yeah.
Get back into it, man.
Look at you.
Here.
Wow, I love it. But music Zubes.
It's pop music. I can do pop music zeitgeist stuff.
That's fine.
Because I don't care about some band that like the music, half of it sounds bad on purpose, and you're like, oh, this is artistic because it sounds shitty.
See, I will also say that I've moved past that part of my life. Like, my friends and I went to see Swans. I don't know if you know Swans.
Sure.
It was terrifying.
Right. There are certain people on the internet, I won't name names, but they'll give music recommendations.
Steve? Is it Steve?
Not Steve. He was never given me a music recommendation in my life. People who, people in a similar group as us, they'll give a music recommendation. I'll check it out and just like unlistenable, hardcore garbage. I'm just like, this is unlistenable.
So Drew.
He doesn't give out suggestions, but and people we like, Drew, Scott Lewis is another guy that they like. They like, right. Ryan Lambert, another dude that like, I listen to it. I'm like, this is just unlistenable. Like, it's just garbage. Like, how can you? It has nothing. It's not catchy. It's not fun. Anyway, match of the week. Last week, I aired in talking about NWA Power.
You did.
Surprise, racist. Yeah, surprise, racist.
Oh.
Jim Cornette involved. Said something racist on the air this week. That show is done. I will never watch it again. I'm sorry.
Wow, milkshake ducked in a week.
Milkshake ducked. We knew Jim Cornette was bad. We knew he's an old Southern asshole who says dumb shit to get heat. He said the wrong thing. He said something racist. Sorry, sis, but that's the tea.
You're canceled.
Canceled. And that's it. Jake, does this freak you out?
Probably.
Maybe you saw this. I can't remember who passed it along, but it was the image of a great white shark.
Oh, I think Cassie sent this.
Swimming in front of the jaws of a megalodon.
Yes, I believe Cassie sent this.
Does the idea of how ridiculously big the megalodon was or / is freak you out? This is something that I struggle with because, like,
I'm not sure if it freaks me out. It freaks me out that I can't really like
comprehend it. Yes.
Yeah.
Because we went over this. The size of whales freaks me out.
Yes.
I'm horrified of big things in the ocean, and the idea that we've found megalodon's jaws fossilized.
Right.
It's like, you can't tell me that because we haven't seen what the ocean has. We don't know what's in the ocean.
For sure.
You can't tell me that you can say 100% certainty it doesn't still exist.
Yeah. Sure.
Who knows how big things get when the deeper we go.
The thing is also like we're extrapolating everything based on the size of its fossilized jaws.
You're right.
So like its true size, like that's
unknowable.
It's literally a dinosaur also.
Right.
Like the idea of like, oh, dinosaurs still exist. That's
Silly.
freaky also.
Right. Well, isn't it not an alligator? Does that not go back to nearly that time?
I guess so. But also alligators are horrifying.
Animals, I guess we could.
Alligators are
Animals.
If you're not scared of alligators,
The animals
buddy,
freak you out.
not all of them. I love animals, but some of them are scary. Like gators and crocs.
Gators and crocs.
Gators and crocs, they're terrifying. They're scaled, hard-bodied eating chomp machines. That's not a good sentence.
No,
but,
I got where you're
but
going.
you know what I mean. I've never encountered one other than like babies, but like if I encountered a croc, I'd be terrified.
You're in trouble. You never come across a crocodile in like a good place. You never just like strolling along.
It's always Florida.
Yeah. I was in college. I was a friend of mine, his grandparents had like a old person house in Florida.
Right.
And in this little old person, basically a trailer park, small cottages, there's like a pond in the middle of it, and there's an alligator in that pond. It was on the lawn one of the days we woke up. I was like, damn, there's an alligator right there.
That's terrifying.
They're generally like,
anyway, yes, I think
Florida gators are definitely generally like, leave me alone.
yeah, it's hot and I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in the sun.
Which like
And then wade.
whomst among us.
Yeah, for sure.
But to your point about the Megalodon,
Sea monsters.
the idea of any animal being that size, I'm not sure it freaks me out, but it's just I don't get it.
Yeah.
Which I guess that in turn does freak me out.
So I guess to sort of like, I have this bad habit with my family where anytime they post about being somewhere on a coast, I will find a link about the nearest sighting of a great white shark to that area. It's almost always closer than you think. Almost always. And like people love to give you all the odds of you encountering a great white shark.
Sure.
It's not the actual encounter with the great white shark that freaks me out.
It's the fact that it's there.
It's possible. Like, right? It could be.
Right.
It's not even the idea of seeing the shark and getting attacked by the shark. It's that in this water somewhere is a great white shark. It's a fact. I'm in the ocean. There are sharks in here.
I see where you're coming from.
It's not the literal odds of seeing one.
It's the fact that it's out there and you don't know where it is.
The odds it's not zero. I'll tell you that much.
Right. I get it.
I don't like the ocean.
I know.
I like the ocean. I don't like space.
I like space.
Space. Luckily, space is fake. We've known this. Space is not a real thing. You're being lied to by the government. Okay. So Megalodon freaks you out, yes?
Yeah, for sure. Of course, I'm not a monster.
Good. Big sharks. I just want to talk about big sharks.
Big sharky tunes.
I'm gonna let that slide. First question this week comes from Lee from 1984. What's the best Christmas chocolate? I don't know.
I mean, what are we defining as
a chocolate that makes you think of Christmas? He says Toblerone #1. I don't eat a lot of Toblerone.
I guess like the Lindt, whatever.
Ooh, yeah.
Whatever comes with the festive special.
Cash in the bank right there. The Lintz. Our friend Will Martinez buys like 170 Lindt around this time of the year.
Really?
He came over to my house the other day and he's like, here's 10. I was like, awesome. They're so good.
They're so good.
They're so good. I was going to say that ice cream, that Candy Cane Crackle ice cream I like. It's not really chocolate.
Yeah. Ferrero Rocher maybe, but I guess it's kind of similar to a Lindt.
Sarah Jenkins, friend of the show, who's been on the show. I don't know if you have anything for this. We didn't vet these beforehand. Sometimes we do. Sean's not here, so we didn't put any effort in. And I feel like both the right stories, I have no idea. Any snubs and surprises from the Grammy nominations?
I didn't know they came out.
I don't think either one of us are Grammy people.
No. No.
I didn't hear anything. I'll tell you that much.
I like the Grammys.
If it wasn't Pop or Harry Styles, I'm out. The two newest Harry Styles singles.
My two thoughts on the Grammys are: one, I didn't know the nominations were out.
Watermelon
and B,
Sugar.
the only time I ever thought on the Grammys is like if a band I actually like and follow on Twitter is like, we're nominated for a Grammy. I'm like, that's cool.
And they weren't, right?
And I haven't seen anything, so I don't think so.
I don't think.
I can't imagine. I don't know. Is Wilco up again this year?
I don't even know.
Maybe.
When is it time for Arsenal fan TV style uprising outside Scotiabank Arena? I love Arsenal fan TV. It's so funny.
It's so funny.
I don't watch it now because I don't care about Arsenal.
Of course.
But I think Leafs fan TV outside the arena after losses would be amazing television. I really do.
I think it would be infuriating television.
If Twitter is any indication,
Yeah.
this team's in a bad place. I say this as somebody who just spent 12 minutes on my daily podcast talking about the team.
But you're right. To your point, you were talking earlier about expectations. Like, it's so much worse now going into a season being like, they could legitimately win the Stanley Cup to this
Yeah.
than being like, oh, they're dog shit. Okay.
I was on record many places saying they were going to win the Stanley Cup.
Yes.
I was pretty confident in it.
Yeah.
If they have all the ingredients, why don't they? Not that like there's
No, but
they're fucked. They're not good enough. It's that fact. Favorite holiday drink? Question mark. This comes from Frantic Phil.
holiday drink.
This is like your eggnog.
Eggnog. I mean, I do love a nog. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you my Christmas morning routine.
Okay.
I wake up, obviously, and then I do edibles as much as I do my maximum human dosage of edibles as soon as I get up before breakfast, and then I have a Bailey's coffee.
Oh, Bailey, that's my answer, by the way.
Right, Christmas morning Bailey's coffee is legitimate.
Yeah.
So then here's the thing, right? Maybe you don't know this. Jake's Jewish, folks.
I'm engaged to a goy. I get Christmas now.
You understand. Is everybody gets up and they open the gifts.
Right.
And there's like this lull, right? And when you're an adult, if you have a nap at noon on Christmas, it's charming. Everyone's like, oh, he's having a nap. But if you are out of your mind on edibles and Bailey's coffee, you do not have a better sleep in your life than noon on Christmas Day. You wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so relaxed. And there's basketball on and you don't have to do anything.
It's true.
All the kids are playing with new toys. They're all in great moods. The lunch is amazing. Dinner's amazing.
I support this.
It's good shit, man. I've been doing it for years.
It's good.
My parents listen to this show, so that's what I've been doing for years.
My holiday drink story.
What can you do?
Is the first Christmas I spent.
Pardon me, but opening gifts high on edibles. Oh my yes!
It sounds like my nightmare. Oh my God!
If you ever
hate that
when you're going through your stocking and it's just like the small, meaningless, just small stuff.
Yeah.
But you're ripped on edibles. You're like, yes, deodorant for the year. This is so helpful.
On my first Christmas with that Cass and I were together, went to her parents' house, and her dad asked me beforehand, what do I like to drink? Just not on Christmas, just in general. And without thinking, because I was trying to be nice and impress the family and everything, I said I'd drink Guinness sometimes. So what ended up happening was he bought 100 of them and was just like, hey, all day, do you want to just drink Guinness? And I was like, okay. And then with all the food on Christmas, they also do Russian Christmas and Christmas Eve. So it's all carbs. It's all different kind of pierogies. It's delicious, but it's spend a day drinking Guinness and eating carbs.
Yumma.
Fully didn't. It's the opposite of what you just said about sleep and
comfort.
Edibles. Yeah.
I like a throughout the Christmas day. I like a spiced rum.
Yeah,
because you can mix it with
spice rum and nog is great.
Yeah, you can mix a spice rum
with
just anything.
I love eggnog.
Yeah,
as I get older and very slightly more aware of I can't just put anything in my body and everything's fine.
Right.
Can't really do more than one nog anymore.
I'm not really a nog guy. I never really have been.
I just feel like it's so bad for you.
And then in the evening after dinner, I transitioned to a classic Scotch on the rocks.
I got really into port a couple Christmases ago.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of after dinner, obviously.
Yeah, I don't love Christmas beer because you eat so much you get all bloody.
Yeah. I learned my lesson from having 19 Guinnesses the first time.
And I need to be doing drugs all day, obviously.
No.
Oh, my mom's gonna be so
Fun
disappointed.
after all those carbs, we watched an episode of Black Mirror and it gave me a panic attack. So it was a good Christmas.
My mom's gonna hear this and be so disappointed.
She doesn't know.
I have a great Christmas every year. That's the other part of it, right? I have a great time and it's full of love and warmth. And I'm very happy. What's more entertaining? The sport action on the field /ice/court, or the off-field /ice/court news, i.e. bust up in a change room, player getting traded, etc.
Oh,
off-court
for sure.
I've done my list, top 5 things in sports. Number 1 is transactions. Number 2 is rumors. Number 3 is speculation. Number 4 is reaction. Number 5 is highlights. Actual live in-game watching experience is 7th.
I would say I agree, but I differ a little bit.
Sure.
I don't care. As long as we're separating analysis and sports talk from the thing, because no one needs that.
Analysis is nowhere in there.
Good. But if we're talking off the court.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear reaction. Because you said reaction.
Sure.
Not into reaction.
I have it 4th. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not into reaction.
This whole podcast is reaction.
For sure. Why would you ever listen to this? I'm including, obviously everyone but us.
Mm-hmm.
Off-court drama, though, the Norm Powell, Rondé Hollis Jefferson thing.
Mm-hmm.
Something that won't actually hurt the team you cheer for, but is a little dramatic and kind of weird.
Stroman and Sanchez.
Here all day for it.
Okay.
Love that stuff.
Do you worry? I think you should leave season 2. Will be doomed to mediocrity. Yes, I do.
Yes, I think I kind of feel like they're going to, my worry is that, so I had this conversation with, I can't remember if it was you or Josh, but it was one of you two.
We've had this conversation.
Yeah. My worry is that because it became sort of a phenomenon,
Yeah.
it's going to try and be itself.
Right.
Like, and it's going to end up seeming like a shell of itself. That's my concern.
It's going to be tough.
That being said, Tim Robinson has yet to not be funny.
Yeah.
So,
and same with Sam Richardson.
yeah.
Extremely underrated.
I love Sam Richardson. Oh my God. And VP's so good.
He was great in BoJack Horseman too.
He was really good in BoJack Horseman.
It's a good season. That was a good season.
It was a good season.
That was a really big bounce back season for me. I didn't love season 4.
Oh, really? I really liked the last couple.
And season 6, I was like, yeah, that's it. Because they it wasn't, every character got like their own little arc and their own little episodes. And it wasn't just about depression. It was about like, here are the things in the world that make this so fucked, right?
Yes. I see what you're saying.
It wasn't as insular, I think. It was a little more about like why the world is making it depressed.
Yeah, it didn't feel like, I mean, like this is what, 6?
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 was just like being punched in the heart for 12 episodes.
I think that was the difference for me, is I was like, oh yeah, it's more about like why things are happening the way they are.
Right.
And then of course the fucking very last scene, you're just oh shit.
Here we go.
It's a good one. In recent years, Toronto's got new pro teams in rugby league, rugby union, and soccer. What sports are next?
Oh,
I think I've said this before. I can't believe we don't have a WNBA team.
yeah, I think that's coming.
Feels like we have Kia Nurse as a high profile person. The city loves basketball. 905 is successful.
Feels like an easy Messiah, just like to be like, hey, come.
Right.
Like,
I feel like it's easy for MLSC. They make enough money that you can say, okay, we're not going to make a killing off this right away or maybe ever, but this is worth investing in because people in the future will care.
MLSE owns enough buildings that like you don't have to put them like I understand that you want to put them in the same building as the Raptors, which I completely support and understand. But like if you don't want the optics of in case the building isn't full, you could put them at Rico.
Absolutely.
It's still 10,000 people. You could sell it every
Absolutely.
game. That would sell it every single game.
I think, and if you can, obviously it's hard, but if you can get a Kia Nurse,
exactly,
100%.
I feel I've been banking for like 8 years now that European handball is going to become a thing, and it just hasn't.
I'm just surprised there's no WNBA team.
I agree.
I think it's a real easy win that I would support.
I think there was rumblings of
right after the championship.
Yeah,
but there's more to it. It's one of those things where there's a lot more to it.
I will
Believe
say,
it or not, capitalism may be to blame.
Yeah, I agree though. I would definitely get into. I would like to get into WNBA, but it's hard when it's not.
What do you cheer for?
Exactly.
Right. Okay, I knew this was coming this week because I said something stupid the other week. Who are you bringing to what are you bringing to your Grey Cup party? Grey Cup is this Sunday. Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Tiger Cats. One of these, you ready for this? One of these two teams is breaking a lengthy drought.
Sure.
Blue Bombers has not won the Grey Cup since 1990. There's 8-team league and you haven't won the cup in fucking 30 years. Are you kidding?
That seems impossible.
It's impossible.
That seems
longer than the Jays drought.
Hold on.
And they play in a 30-team league.
Hold on. I'm engaged now.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that possible? There's 8 teams. You make the playoffs by going like 2-14.
I know.
You can't have a 3-game run in 30 years in the playoffs?
I know.
That's insane.
Seems impossible. Last Grey Cup, 1990.
Oh, then I hope they never win again.
Okay, so you're cheering for Hamilton, is what you're saying?
I guess.
Oski wee wee.
See, here's my thing.
Hamilton's most recent Grey Cup, 1999. So one of these teams is breaking a 20-plus year drought.
Oh man, I want other than one.
I assume one team has won every Grey Cup since then, because like, how's it even possible?
Right?
What's funny is Toronto's won a couple, and I have no idea when or who.
The only Grey Cup that I know Toronto has won was when I was in my last day in Montreal when we were doing the play the second time.
Yeah,
was Grey Cup day. And we went to a bar after our final performance, as one does.
Of course.
And the Grey Cup was on. And it was Toronto and...
Saskatchewan?
Maybe. But the joy that I got of watching like clearly diehard Alouettes fans just cursing the Argos.
You love it.
Great experience.
Also, I took some flack last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever we talked about it, for saying Kari Jones. And people being like, does he even play anymore? Kari Jones is the coach of the Alouettes.
Really?
So I was right.
He used to play though, right?
I was right.
He is a former player.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I was right to say Kahari Jones.
I said Damon Allen, so I don't think
that one is definitely not. Here's a good thinker from Nar Lee. Do you think there are more humans or chairs on Earth? Got to be chairs.
Chairs, for sure. Right? There's more chairs in this room than humans.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's definitely chairs.
That's the case more often than not.
For sure.
Think about how many offices have whole rooms of empty chairs at all times.
Exactly. Definitely chairs. I see where you were going with that question.
Thought there'd be more to that, but
Yeah,
it's absolutely right.
100% it's chairs.
It's absolutely. I can think of many times that I just like saw stacks and stacks of chairs.
Yeah, think about and think about all the different kinds of chairs. White plastic chairs, lawn chairs, stacking chairs, office chairs.
Even in my own house, there are more chairs than people.
Correct. That's the thing. Every house has more chairs than people by design, so you can have people over.
Right. And that people, and where they're coming from, they also have more chairs than people.
Exactly.
There's like probably three chairs per person in the world.
Yeah. That means there's like 28 billion chairs on the planet.
What about?
See, that freaks me out.
What about the places where there aren't chairs? What about like where people sit on the floor mostly?
It's true. That would balance it out.
I don't know if there's enough of those places.
I don't know.
Or enough people.
Yeah. I'm showing my white ignorance here to not really know.
But then again, like, okay, to further our point about how every person has more chairs in their house than people.
Yes.
Think about like stadiums, right?
Right.
Like Rogers Center is an extra 50,000 chairs.
Yeah.
Plus all the suites, plus the...
There's
like 100,000 chairs in Rogers Center.
Think about the big BMO building in Toronto.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like 58
it's chairs.
It's
It's chairs by a long shot.
It's chairs by a mile.
There'd have to be like 1 billion people without chairs out there.
At least.
Yeah.
No. If our thing is there's 4 times the amount of chair, like 4 to 1, that means there's 28 billion chairs. So even if 1 billion people don't have chairs, that's still like 24 billion chairs.
There are 28 billion chairs out there? Does that freak
If
you
it's
out?
4 to 1.
Does that freak you out? 28 billion chairs?
Yeah, that kind of does.
Weird. Good question. Final question comes from Grace. Have I ever been to a Toronto indie wrestling show? Yes, I went and saw Smash Wrestling once. It was pretty fun. Saw AJ Styles against Chris Hero in the main event.
It's good stuff.
It was pretty fun.
I know AJ Styles' name.
Yeah. There's a certain...
Person.
I'm not the... This is going to seem... I don't know how to say this. Maybe a little snobby. But I don't love like small independent wrestling to watch. Like it's just not...
You like the spectacle.
There's a certain grandiose
I get it.
missing to it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, exactly right. I guess it would be sort of like going to see a very small play in a small playhouse.
You like the
pageantry.
There you go.
Let's hear it.
Ben Nicholson-Smith. By tonight's deadline, Blue Jays are likely to add Thomas Hatch to the 40-man roster.
You heard it here first.
They will also face some tough decisions on the likes of Santiago Espen and Josh Palacios.
You knew it. I told you Santiago Espen was thinking that.
Santiago Espen hit 287, 347, 393 in the upper minors this year. Doesn't strike out much. 12, 13 stolen bases, played second and short, little third. Yeah. Easy to imagine as a big league bench player.
Yeah. Get rid of Breivik Valera. Easy. Easy peasy. Okay. That's the mailbag as well. One last thing to do, and that is to come back and answer whether we are sad and or not sad after this. We are in the final stages here.
Dun, dun, dun.
The final third. Once again, before we get any further, I want to thank Aveling Brewery. An excellent beer today. I had a great time drinking this.
You slurped it.
Aveling is fucking 3 for 3, man.
They are. You know what? Actually, all 3 have been really good.
Really good beer.
Really good.
And I'm super excited about next week. We get the Geist Stout. A bitter chocolate cocoa dark fruit.
Man.
Campfire vibes to an elegant hop tinge finish. That will close out our November shows next week.
I will say, just 2 on Beer of the Month Stout theme.
Yeah.
Had a new Blood Brother Stout last night.
Obviously.
Oh, it's so good.
Obviously.
Oh, it's so good.
That's a given. Aveling Brewery 1042 Queen Street East. They have so many different beers that all sound awesome. The 3 we've had have all been really, really good, fun drinking beers. The last 2 especially, really easy drinks. Man, that's a tasty beer. The Kinsman Bohemian Lager we had today. A small lager with a big body. It's Kyle Lowry of lagers. Strong malty backbone with sweet notes of biscuit and a smooth finish. Could not agree more. Plenty other. They got buckwheat saisons. They got hoppy Belgian ales. They got North American style saisons. They got classic lagers, IPAs, stouts, a tart with pineapple and lime skin, double IPAs, dry hop blondes.
All the beers, all the hits.
Absolutely right. As well as a full menu for lunch and dinner. And I've told breakfast as well. All you got to do is find the pristine white building on the north side of Queen Street, 1042 Queen Street East. Come on in. Tell them Sportsfeld sent you, and they can go, who in the hell is that? And you say, you gave us the very early batches. And they go, oh, of course, those guys. Come on by and thank them for supporting the show. Once again, if you want your beer slurped on this show, at them and at us, and we'll do our best to make it happen. As well, new month, new tea. 10 days left.
Captain Tavares.
To get your Captain Tavares shirt, head on over to sportsfeld.ca. Get that shirt before they go away. As we said, the perfect holiday gift for the person in your life who likes both superhero movies and Maple Leafs.
Pretty
big,
pretty narrow segment there.
Pretty big.
Anyone you know who likes the biggest multimedia conglomerate in the world and also the biggest hockey team in the world.
Limited run, only available for the next 10 days. So order now. Get your Captain Tavares shirt. It's John Tavares made up to look like Captain America. A really cool design.
I love
awesome stuff, as well as the other stuff we have there. We get the Sportsfeld Sads shirt, the Notch Sad New Balance shirt, the Spursfeld hoodie.
Out of style though. What a date.
Yeah, maybe we'll redo that with a sad version.
Sad Spurs.
I was so proud of that design.
It was so good. Was that after the Manchester City game?
Something like that. They were on the run. Anyway, it's now time for the flagship section of the program. It's time for Sad or Not Sad. Jake?
I'm sad.
He's sad.
It's not even like for any reason. I just got hit by like a wave of sad
Seasonal
yesterday.
Affective?
I don't think so. I thought it was at first. And then just like kind of feeling kind of, well.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean?
I feel that.
And it's one of those annoying ones where it's like, there's no reason for it.
Yeah.
Just like,
Been going through some self-doubt myself lately.
yeah.
Just sort of like, what am I fucking doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I definitely get that one too.
There's nothing like meeting an actual adult your age and being like,
Oh my God.
I see what
it's
this could
a
be.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a house?
Crazy.
Ugh.
And like plans for the next couple years?
Right. You have vacations planned out.
Crazy.
You can afford to just plan out vacations.
People be crazy.
People be crazy.
On that note, though, I am not sad.
That's great.
Had a lovely evening.
Oh,
last
yes,
night,
of course.
Tasting our wedding menu. And you know, one of those things people always tell you about a key relationship thing, and maybe people brush it off, but the beautiful simplicity of just having a quiet, nice dinner with your significant other.
Yeah.
When phones were away, we weren't trying to get tweets off or like checking it. Because sometimes when you're in your own house having dinner,
all the time,
you're not really paying attention, but just sort of like we talked a lot and you're talking about the food and you're talking about the wedding and you're sort of talking and then you have this nice car ride home to continue talking. It was just nice to have like just 6 uninterrupted hours with my partner.
Yeah, I get that. And I think, I guess it's not necessarily a quiet dinner aspect, but the idea, I think, that's important in, long lasting relationships is like when it's like Friday night and you don't have anything to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just like go to a restaurant or go to a bar, just the two of you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we have plans now.
Yeah.
It's great.
It was really nice.
We did that on Saturday.
Feel very grateful
to a bar.
To have someone that listens to my stupid things that I have to say about everything.
Oh man. It's amazing that anyone spends time around us at all.
Truly amazing. I talked about Harry Styles a lot on that day too. If you can believe that.
I can see why you're on this train
Got a
now.
lot of Harry Styles this week.
Stylesfeld.
As Dylan pointed out in the break there, I think we talked about Harry Styles more than we talked about the Maple Leafs.
In the break, I also thought the show was 2.5 hours long.
Oh, well. Anyway, the show, regardless of how long it is over now.
Yeah.
This is the very end of the show.
The show is over.
You've made it once more. Thank you for doing that with us. Columbia House Party comes out this Monday. Jake, what are you talking about at Columbia House Party this week?
We're getting a little out of our comfort zone this week. We're talking about Robin on Monday.
Cool.
It's been poptimism.
Absolutely. Speaking of pop music, there you go.
Yeah.
Talk about Robin and then continue on down that trail.
Robin, definitely an album that's like, I remember being 20. It's a young person's album. It's
Sure,
like
for sure.
Dancing in a club album.
A fun time, I'm sure. I look forward to it. I learn a lot every time you guys do an episode.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one. I hope it's good. It's Blake. How can it be bad?
In the meantime, the Fall Out Boy episode is available now on this very
Which is
feed.
great.
Go back, check through that. Truly stunned. And who would have thought what a difference a bunch of research makes in a podcast.
Oh, we got spreadsheets and everything.
So great. And
I
just
say I've made
the way that he
spreadsheets.
builds those shows out that you were learning, and by the time you're done listening to the episode, you're like, I know everything about that album now.
Yeah.
And I know just so much stuff.
I think, as you said last week, big fan of the Blake Explains Stuff, Sean.
Of course. That should be, man, he
should have a show just called Blake Explains Stuff. Doesn't matter what it is.
Whatever it wants.
Yeah.
He would figure it out. Anyway,
Top boy.
also resting on Pretty, Stringer Labs. And there's some other stuff coming down the pipe as well. We're not allowed to talk about quite yet, but there's other exciting podcasts coming down from Stringer Labs. You know them, you love them. They're giving you the best podcasts out there. Thank you to Sean and Clay for that opportunity and for today's show and today's great copy. And to Dylan for doing all the actual work in the room, and to the intern in the box, making the notes, writing the descriptions,
Having to listen to this fucking nonsense.
listening to
in a
this more than
box.
once in his life without.
It's a form of torture. Listen to these two idiots while you sit in a box.
Yeah, especially this part where we're talking about him and he's like, okay, move on. Anyway, the biggest thanks, of course, goes to you, the listener. Thank you very much for listening to Sportsfeld.